Hey guys, Portia here, and today I'm going to share with you all 3 different ways to save your messed up sublimation tumbler. So the very first one, this is actually not a mess up, it's perfectly fine, but I recently did an order of 100 sublimated tumblers and this one turned out to be a duplicate. Now this next one, because the design is so busy, you may not even really notice how I messed this up, but sometimes I'm a bit of a perfectionist to a fault. And if I can show you guys, can you see that there? We have a bit of a bleed line going down the back there, and I was giving this away as a gift and it was unacceptable. Also, there have been times back in the day where I have completely put the image on upside down. So there's that. Now, last but not least, y'all, this is completely my fault because, as we all know, this should be hand washed because it is handmade and it indeed has gone through several wash cycles. Now, I will say, in the dishwasher that is, I will say I have put other sublimated tumblers in the dishwasher and the color has not faded as bad as this one has. And I will say, if I remember correctly, I did this in a video where I was using new paper, was it? Or was it new ink? Could have been a combination of both. Either way, y'all, this needs a facelift ASAP, and it is no longer aesthetically pleasing. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Here's the first sublimation tumbler that we are going to go ahead and give a makeover to. So we need our tumbler. I have a sanding block here. I have some black spray paint, and we are going to make this one over with some UV DTF stickers. Now these are full wraps that are fitted to a tumbler of this size. I believe it's like 9.3 by 8.1 inches, but make sure you measure. And I got this package. I will tell you all of the items used in this video will be linked in my Amazon store, so check it out if you're interested. And this packet came with 4 different wraps, and I haven't really decided which one I want to use yet, but this is like my favorite color palette. I love black, pink and black, like that's a classic combination. Not a big fan of this one. It's a lot of green, and so it kind of looks a little bit tone on tone to me. And this one is light and airy. So for the purpose of our video, I think I am going to go with, guys, it's between these two. Okay, I'm gonna do it. My favorite color palette. We're gonna go with this. So first off, we're gonna go ahead and sand this down. I want to rough up the surface so that the spray paint has something to really take hold of. Okay guys, and then I am going to take it out back and go ahead and spray this with the black spray paint, and then I'm going to allow 20 minutes before we move on to the next step. So I am all done, but you may have noticed there has been a change in plans. I actually end up using navy blue spray paint because when I went to spray that black, I thought it was enough in there for the tumbler, but it was not. So let's go ahead and get all of this out of here. And then I used some painter's tape around the edge there so that my spray paint would not get on the inside of the tumbler. And the navy blue actually does play well off of the our vinyl sticker here. Now, I always get in, well, no I don't. I am an eyeballer, and sometimes some things you shouldn't eyeball, you should measure or draw a line, and I'm not doing that today, y'all. I probably should, but I'm not. So let's just go ahead and get this placed. I'm gonna take my time. All right guys, and we are all done. Our tumbler makeover number 1. Alrighty guys, Sublimation Tumbler Makeover number 2. Now I have already started to sand this one down because we are going to put a layer of spray paint on it. But what we're going to do with this one is actually add on some rhinestones. And we are not going to go ahead and do the stone by stone method. We are using rhinestone sheets. Now I did go ahead and cut the rhinestone sheets into sections according to the pattern, or rather the design that I wanted to place on our tumbler. Now the total the actual pattern is going to be the regular 9.3, I believe it is, by 8.1 inches. So each line is going to fit, you know, perfectly around the tumbler. And once you get these sheets, you are able to cut them up the way you see fit. There are various patterns, various colors, so like you literally can go wild with it. I will be using white spray paint this go round because I thought that the clear rhinestones or the silver rhinestones would pop better off of a lighter surface rather than a darker surface. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this finished, get the sanding all finished. Don't forget about the bottom. I'll clean it off with alcohol, and then from there we will be able to go ahead and spray paint it. And remember guys, all of this will be linked in the description as far as the materials that we're using. Okay, so the white paint is all done. Guys, a little note, I completely forgot. Flat paint takes forever and 7 days to dry. So if you are going to do a base of white, you may as well go with a gloss because that dries much faster. I don't know if it was my weather or whatever, but this took forever. Okay guys, starting with the first piece of our rhinestones, I am going to place it here. And I'm pretty much going to just continue to build. And the thing I like about these rhinestones is they are stretchy. So say for instance, I did cut it just a little bit too short, I would be able to stretch it to where I needed it. Oops. But so far so good. We are just going to place that like so and press in as we go along. Place and press. All right guys, so our first row is done, and what I'm going to do is just continue all the way around. Guys, what do you think? Our little bling bling tumbler makeover. I am loving it. I can only imagine if we decide to go in with like a different animal print or a different color, or do some mix and matching all different puzzle pieces. But yeah guys, I really like this one. Alrighty guys, here we are, the last sublimation tumbler that needs a makeover. And you may have guessed already, we're going to go ahead and go with the epoxy method. I have my turner here. We're going to be using some alcohol inks. I got some epoxy over there on the side. I'm going to use a little bit of mica in the epoxy. I want some shimmer. And I am going to go ahead and spray the base, or rather our tumbler, with a metallic spray paint. Haven't tried it before, but I figured since we're doing a makeover, why not? And guys, this design, I really do like it. Hate to cover it up. I did create it in Canva. If you want to know how, let me know. I'll create a tutorial for you all. Other than that, any of the objects or either tools or materials I'm using in videos today, check the links in the description. They'll be there for you. So first things first, we're going to get to sanding, and I will go ahead and spray paint. I'm going to do that off camera, but when I come back, we'll be on our turner and ready for our acrylic inks and epoxy. We are spinning, and I have about 30 mLs of epoxy here, and I added the mica to it, like I said, to give it a little bit of a shimmery look. And what we're going to do is apply a generous amount of epoxy onto our tumbler. That's going to help us get our alcohol inks flowing and going. Guys, so I am really happy with the way the chrome effect looks. It really looks like it's a chrome tumbler. And I should have probably went with a second coat because I can still see the background coming through a little bit, but you know what, that is okay. We're gonna roll with what we got. And so I have a few different colors that I'm gonna add, and not adding the colors in any particular order. And of course we are adding purple because that's what I do. Purple will always find its way into my projects. Alright guys, now I'm going to go ahead and introduce some heat to it to get it to moving a little bit more. And I'm going to reverse it to get a little bit more movement in there. Alrighty guys, we got us some good swirlings going on. So what I'm gonna do is just allow this to finish doing its thing. It can take anywhere from 6 to 8 hours. Different types of epoxies have different times. So what I am going to do is just go ahead and let this continue to spin until it is completely dry to the touch. And then after that, I think I am going to add a decal on here, something cute, and I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know if it's just going to be an image or some words. I'll figure that out. But guys, yeah, when we come back, we will have our dry tumbler, and then we'll be adding our decal. All right guys, here we go. We are all done, and I will say, after spinning for 8 hours, I'm so glad that I trust the process, because it was coming out a little dark and I wasn't feeling it. I threw that green in there and I was like, oh boy, these greens are starting to get muddled and look black. So one thing is, try not to over swirl, because the colors sometimes get way too mixed up and then you're left with just a blob. So over here, I think I definitely did over swirl or didn't swirl enough, but I will say there are enough of the sides and the colors popping through that I actually do like, that it'll be fine. The decal will probably go in this area, but I will say it is visually interesting. I did add a little bit of glitter in there because I'm always doing the most of too much, but it is all right. I really like how it came out. And I did create a decal. It says, stay colorful, stay creative, and always find joy in the little things you do. So while this was spinning, I was like, what else can I do? I wanted to make sure I added a decal, because technically we could leave this be as is and keep it moving, but I wanted to add a little bit more personality with a saying there. So guys, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and sand this down. I'm going to do a light sanding all around because I decided to add glitter in there. It is creating a little bit of texture and I want it to be smooth. So I'm going to sand it all around, a little light sanding, and then I'll be back to add the decal. We are decal ready. All right, so looks good, guys. Let's go ahead and get ready for our second layer and final layer of epoxy. Bring our made over tumblers outside for a better look, a closer look, and like natural light. It's a little bit cloudy today, but it is still giving. The natural light is still giving. And so what I wanted to do when I think about making over messed up sublimation tumblers, I wanted to think about something that was simple to do, but also there's definitely more complicated ways to do it. So our basic UV DTF wrap, the sticker, that like totally came in clutch. That only took literally it took more time for the spray paint to dry than to actually wrap the tumbler, and we have a whole new tumbler. And then once again, even with the rhinestone stickers, it took more time for our spray paint to dry, and it did take a little bit more time to lay the stickers because I didn't want it to be like crooked or anything like that. I wanted everything to line up, but this is such a beautiful, quick and easy way to resurface those messed up sublimation tumblers. And of course, last but not least, we took the epoxy method. And guys, I'm sorry, this might be I don't know which one is my favorite, but I am really loving the look. Once again, trusting the process because I wasn't sure where this was going at first, but yeah, it came out really beautiful. But guys, this is all I have for you today. I just want to share with you 3 different ways to save your messed up sublimation tumblers. I love to hear from you guys too. What process do you guys use? What is it that you like to do? I've even seen some people burn off the old sublimation design and then reprint over it. I haven't tried that yet, but I don't know. That doesn't seem appealing to me. But if you have any questions or concerns, emotional outbursts, let me know. If you found this video helpful or just plain old entertaining, could you give it a thumbs up? And guys, always remember, stay colorful, stay creative, and always find joy in the little things you do. Until next time, peace.